I'm gonna start doing these videos because there's this thing. Sometimes I have dreams, normal dream space, and then sometimes I have visions, and they're completely different. And I know when I come out of them. And in the visions or the learnings, I am really, really aware in dream space when I'm being taken out of this dimension, Earth, and going to meet my guides, my higher self, and my guides. And they teach me stuff, and then they pull me back down, basically. And last week I got a really interesting one about perception, and I really want to share it because there's so much going on right now. I think it's going to be worthwhile sharing. Now, bear with me and my bad drawings, but basically it's about our internal and external universes. So inside myself is a whole entire universe, and according to how I feel in here and the work I do in here, it's going to affect what I perceive outside, out here in my external reality. That's all to do with and correlating with what's inside myself. So that goes for each and every one of you. And we all have our own universes, all of us. And they're all completely different based on the experiences we've had our entire lives since birth, based on our own perceptions, based on every word we've heard, everything we've said, everything we've seen. So not one person's reality is ever going to be the same as another's, not even twins. They are all completely different. And this is something I have to remind myself of all the time, to have empathy. And the best thing is, though, I love difference of opinions. I love hearing something that is nowhere even near my experience, because it opens my eyes and mind and heart even more. Even if I totally disagree with it or the person for a second, it's still cool, and I'm still open to hearing those things. What really gets to me is when people have a difference of opinion and I offer up my truth, and they just laugh it off, or they just, no, that's whatever, you're stupid, you're away with the theories, whatever. If you are that close to hearing another opinion, that to me shows how programmed you are due to your conditioning and how you've grown up and around media. And that's to no one's fault. Everyone has programmed. Every human mind is completely programmed, and it takes a lot of self-work to take that out. Sorry, I'm just going to take my shoes off because I'm hot. It's a lovely day. So anyway, this vision, this dream, I'll keep it separate words because it's no dream. This one's the vision, the learning. So basically, I went into the dream the other night, and it was so cool. I was in this situation where I was kind of standing in the tent at like a festival or an outdoor barbecue, something like that. And then there was all these people in front of me. And what happened was the scene froze. So everyone froze in a position what they were doing. So over here, there was a guy, or was he eating a sausage or something? And he froze there. And he got covered in kind of what would look like concrete. If you've ever seen Hocus Pocus, at the end of the movie in the cemetery, where Bette Midler is trying to suck on the life force of the young boy, she's breathing in this guy Max's life force to try and up her own energy field. And then the sun comes up, the light is shone upon her darkness, and she freezes and she turns into cement. Like this. This is a perfect example. So just keep that in your mind. So there's this one guy over here, and he's holding a sausage, and he's frozen in cement. There's another lady in the middle with her pram and a kid. She's a bit of a bogan, and she's frozen, just like yelling at her kid, like, Shayna, you know, something like that. And then over here, there's like a young lady who's just, you know, free and happy and kind of looking around at the trees, and she's frozen, just like dancing. And there's more people, but they're the three that I'm focused on. And what happens is the scene freezes, and then I step out of my own body, my own self, within that field. And I start to walk around with my guides, and they show me and take me through what's going on with external worlds. So these three frozen kind of statues are there. And what I see is their perception. So the first person, this is a really bad drawing, but it makes sense. I'm going to point out, first person in the middle here is the lady with the pram. So her perception, and she can see only up to there. That's as big as her internal universe goes. So this is her coming out of the ground. That's her energy field, her body, her experiences in life. And this line is her perception and her awareness. That is as far as she is aware. She is only aware up to here. So all she can actually see and feel as she's standing here amongst these people is she can see her kid in the pram, she can see the chips that she's eating, and that's all she's basically aware of. And maybe she's aware that she wants to go and see something in the next 10 minutes on a ride or a stage. That's all her awareness is. That's all she's got. No offense, but she hasn't really evolved. And that's not bad, but that's all she's got. And then over here, for example, the guy eating the sausage, he's really aware. He's got a bigger energy field. He's got a bigger internal universe. He's traveled. He understands other cultures. He's open-minded and open-hearted. And his perception can go heaps further. His awareness goes further. So he can tell what's going on over here where I am. He can kind of, without having to look, he could be facing the other way. He's still aware of what's going on behind him because his awareness spans that distance. And then over here, the girl kind of dancing, playing with the hoop, hanging out, she's got massive awareness. She's got massive perception, and she can come all the way into me and then beyond me if she wants to. This is where I'm standing. So this is me here. This is me, my head, in my internal universe, all my stars and what I'm made up of. And what happens with our energy field, we all have one, is that we can choose to let another person inside our internal universe, or we can block it out. And what we do when we choose to allow someone into our internal universe is we join with their internal universe. That's worlds colliding, literally. Two whole universes meeting. So say this guy's awareness comes in and I let it in, then there's a torrent or a torus or an energy field swirling of his energy coming into mine, and they're literally colliding and fusing and forming new universes, which means we're both expanding, we're both growing our expansion, we're both learning new things. Sorry, my hair is fucking, there we go. But we can choose to let that in or not. And what I got shown, right, so these three things are frozen, and I got shown their concrete sticking out of them to show me how big their awareness was or not. Like hers is very limited. And then I stepped out of this and I walked around and I could go and inspect them and I could see what was going on in their internal universe. And this was made up of entirely different stuff than this one. And they might have had some shared experiences. So some things might go like that. Some things, some little holes, some little pinpoints in the light body, in the field, might be shared, but they're really rare. And even if they are shared, their perception of those are different because they're from different universes. So this is my kind of explanation as to, although I will listen to other opinions and I really value other people's experiences, this is also my explanation of why I don't give a shit and I will never let anybody else's opinion sway mine. Unless, of course, I really think I'm learning something. This is also a good explanation why you should do whatever the fuck you want and not give a shit what anybody says. Not friends, not family, not the media, not the government, not anybody, because your world is completely different than everyone else's world. So what I got shown when I was walking around these concrete statues of this life situation, frozen, is that cement is heavy and cement sinks. And this is my explanation of Jesus walking on water. So if you're walking on water, you're above the water, you're floating, you're in love, you're not sinking into life, you're not drowning and feeling heavy. You are not under the weight of anyone else like you would be under the water. You're standing on the water and you're walking on water. You're walking across the top of your own perception of your own reality. That is your understanding of it. What happens when these cement other people? What happens when you let their understanding and their opinions come into your world is that you kind of get covered in their cement, their entire universe. If you let it infiltrate your consciousness, someone else's disbeliefs or non-belief in themselves. So say you come across someone's awareness, they're like 50 years old, they know nothing, they've never read the internet, they have no consciousness, they haven't had the, access to education like young people today have, and you let what they say come into you, you're letting their entire universe cover your internal universe. They're covering you with their cement and they no, you can't do that, or that's not true, or no. and you're listening to it because you've subconsciously let it on you. So then you're covered in someone else's cement, and slowly you just start to sink. You just start to sink. All your own self-belief is gone, and you're done. Because you drown in someone else's belief system that is not your own. So what a lot of people don't realize is that so many people let in what everyone else says, that they cover themselves in all these people's cement, and they just start to sink. And the light inside them, their energy body, their light field, their internal universe gets shut down and shut down and shut down until they forget it. And it takes a lot of work to break through that concrete shell. Those words from other people, those words from the media you're fed since you were a kid, those words from your family who haven't had education like you, and thank you to them for giving it to you. You've got to break out of that concrete. You've got to break out of it and get back to your own light, get back to your own perceptions. And it's cool to listen to other people and to take it on and learn, but never, ever, ever take anything else seriously, because it's not you. It's not yours. And I personally know, say at the end of a big day or a big week, I'll feel like so tense in my shoulders, and I'll know what I'm carrying is not my stress. I know I've let someone or something or a few people a little bit too much into my field, into my internal universe, because I didn't shield myself enough. And I'm holding their stress, I'm holding their weight. That's not mine. And I have to physically sit there, or get my partner to sit there and pull it out of my shoulders, and it's heavy and it's dense and it's like ripping out cement. It's not mine. I mean, I'm silly that I let it in that week, but you know, I'm human, and we all have stuff happen to us all the time. But this vision, this learning and dream was just such a cool thing about energy and perception. And so when I walked around these cement people, this cement setting of like a festival barbecue outside, and I came back to my part in the tent, and then it all unfroze again, and all the cement came off everybody, and I could just see them normal. They were just humans going about their day. But then I was aware of what their energy field was, and I was aware of how big their awareness was. Shayna, get back in the pram. You want some fairy floss? That's her. Someone else a little more enlightened over here. Someone else a little more traveled over here. Bigger awareness, bigger perception, different internal universes. Thus, they perceive the external reality differently. We all share and live in this one, this box, this hologram, this external reality. But within this external reality, all these internal realities project what they see out here. Everybody is creating the story all the time together. Everybody. And when you understand the power of words and energy, you understand that the syntactical nature of words have the ability to shape our reality. So be careful what you say. I've become really, really aware of when I say, oh, look at this shit that I did, like in a proud way, like I've made something really cool, I'm like, look at this shit, but you don't want to say shit, because then you're kind of subconsciously calling it bad and crap. Just be aware of words. I've really learned to be mindful of that the last 3 years. So that's the dream, that's the vision, that was the learning, and I get these kind of stuff all the time. And I'm just going to share them all now, because it's been 5 years or so of keeping them private and learning about the world really cool, in a really cool way, and keeping it for myself and just a few friends. So I'm just going to share it. If it resonates with you, great. If you understand or learn something from it, great. If you don't, fantastic. If you have another opinion on it, tell me, because, you know, I'd love to learn off you too. That's how this works. But that's my truth. That's my understanding. That's how my internal world perceives it. And this is how I'm going to say it externally. And I hope that helps people understand their energy fields. I guess I might just quickly add that we're all, we're all in our own energy field. So just for example, this is me here in my body. I also have like a light around me, so like a marble of, say, gold or white light, yeah? And I'm my own energy source. I take breath and light from meditation, from sport, just breathing fresh air, and that's my own energy source. Lots of people will get their energy sources from external things, coffee, drugs, other people, where they try and suck life out of other people by putting, them down subconsciously to steal energy from them. we're in our own field of energy, and the best really quick way I can explain this is that say a performer, if they're unaware of their energy and they're completely in ego, will go out on stage, and this is their bubble of energy, and all the people in the audience are sitting there with their own individual bubbles of energy, and then the person on stage is giving their art and their heart and sharing. But then there's 1 to say 400, and the 400 are giving back like, yeah, it's amazing. Dragon Ball Z all their energy into this one person who's on stage, and their energy bubble is going bigger. It's kind of cool. It's the same as Hocus Pocus. It's sucking in life force. It's getting more life force. You ever wonder why someone gets in the media and they get bigger and bigger, and more attention is drawn to them and given to them and given to them and drawn to them? Because their energy keeps growing. Their energy field gets bigger. That's really obvious. So say that happens and someone's not aware of that, and they're on show for maybe like 6 weeks in a row, and there's energy fields like this, and they're like, wow, I feel amazing, wow, everyone knows my name, wow. And then that tour finishes or something like that, and then no one's feeding them energy. They're meant to just sustain it by themselves, and they power down, and they feel like shit, and they turn to alcohol, drugs, they're depressed, they are in bed, they're whatever. This is so many performers that I know. Like, I went through it in comedy festival stuff. I understand this. If people are subconsciously taking energy from others, they're depleted afterwards because no one's sustaining them anymore. But what happens when you flip that and you become conscious of it is that you have your own energy source, you're in your own field. So you can be in your own field, you can go out on stage, the audience is in their field, they'll pierce their light bubbles for a little bit to give you something to say thank you for sharing your energy. And as a performer, you can open your light field and shoot out a couple of things here and there when you want to give, but you only take back as much as you need, so you fill those empty cheese holes again with light back to your original energy source size. You don't have to take more than you need. You don't have to build yourself up any higher. You just take what you need. And you see this so much in play, especially in like big businesses and stuff, where boys are wearing suits thinking they're men, throwing their weight around, being like, don't do this, or get my coffee, or just making people feel shit for no reason, because it makes them feel good, because they actually internally are really sad and feel so horrible about themselves. They have to bark orders at other people in order to steal their energy. And then if that person goes, oh, and feels really bad about it, they've let the sucker win. So don't let the suckers win. Hold your energy field. Don't let them penetrate and affect you, and watch them cower away. Or just get psychotically angry, because even without speaking, you are angering their program so much because you're not feeding them. Don't feed other people who try and take it off you. It's yours. Hold it. It's your bubble. It's your universe. And be really mindful and really careful of who you let into your universe. Not even going into sexual relations, that's another thing, but just be really mindful who you let in, because this and this is really special. It's you. It's you. And perception is also a crazy thing. So I just want to... I don't know if more people would have listened to me talking then in like Yves Saint Laurent, or if more people would listen or judge me afterwards. I don't know. What's that? It's just clothes. It's just a mask. Oh, wow. Oh, look, I'm not even, look. Isn't that weird? Don't judge anything. Don't think you know anything. None of us know anything. We only know our own internal universes. We're all connected in one big consciousness. We're all on earth together. That makes us all related. We're all human. We all come from love. We all return to love. That is the one thing we have in common. That is the one thing. Just love. And when you take away all the things, the clothes, the titles, the jobs, the nationalities, all of that, under all of that, we're all just human. Just one thing. Love. Love. Under the human stuff, under the skin, under all of that, there's just light. There's just this one sound. It's really high. That's just love. That's all we are. Please remember that. And yeah, have fun journeying in your own universes. And when you're out in the external one, please project good stuff into it for everybody else. We all want one thing. Peace and love. It's two things.
You're gonna flow like a river that has broken the bank. It's gonna flood into the universe and you're gonna thank for sharing your gift with each and every one when they recognize that they are you and we are all one.